Hegseth just picked up a major endorsement. Moments ago, Senator Joni Ernst announced she is going to vote yes to confirm him. Senator Ted Cruz joins me now. He will be confirmed, right?
Yes, I believe Pete Hegseth will be confirmed. I believe all of President Trump's cabinet nominees are going to be confirmed. You're going to see what you saw today. You're going to see in a number of these hearings, Democrats put on a performance circus. They're going to yell and scream and stomp their feet. But at the end of the day, I think every single one of these nominees is going to be confirmed. And I got to say, I want to commend the president. I think that the nominees he has put forward are extraordinary. They're committed. Look, Pete Hegseth is a warrior. He served his nation. He's a decorated combat veteran. And then when he came back from active duty, he devoted his life to fighting for veterans and fighting for active duty soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines. And Pete Hegseth is a change agent. You know, what I thought was pitiful about the Democrats' performance this morning is they were eager to slander him personally, to drag him through the mud. Very happy to go with anonymous accusations from people who are not willing to put their name to it, not willing to put evidence behind it. But what they didn't want to talk about is the job he's been nominated to do, to lead the Department of Defense and to change the Department of Defense. I think he is going to be a major change agent to bring the Department of Defense back to its core mission of supporting the warfighter, of being prepared, if necessary, to defeat and kill our enemies. And under Joe Biden and the Democrats, the Department of Defense has run down every woke rabbit trail of whatever the political agenda of the moment is, instead of focusing on the warfighter. I'm going to make a prediction for you, Jesse. When Pete Hegseth is confirmed as Secretary of Defense, we are going to see enlistment numbers rise and rise dramatically, because young men and women who want to fight to defend the country, they don't want to be part of some woke mind experiment from the Democrats, but they do want to be heroes defending America. And that's what Pete Hegseth is fighting to defend and get us back to.
He was inspiring today. There's no doubt about that. What are the things that are the most critical to tackle on day one if Pete takes over the Pentagon?
Look, the Pentagon is a massive institution turning the battleship. I've sat down several times with Pete and talked about it, and it's hard to change the culture of a massive bureaucracy. I worry that under Joe Biden, that the officers who got promoted, they got promoted by embracing whatever the woke ideology of the moment is, embracing DEI, by embracing politics instead of focusing on the core mission. And listen, I don't want to see a Republican Department of Defense. I want a Department of Defense that defends America and leaves politics out of it. That's what I believe Pete Hegseth will do.
Yeah, I think he will, too. And he's definitely motivated. There's no doubt about that. Senator Ted Cruz, Texas, the great state of Texas. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on Primetime.
Thank you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.